What's going on, everybody? You're listening to 91.3 FM WTSR at the College of New Jersey, and this is the weekly Smash Wrap, where we bring you stories from the underground world of Smash Ultimate here at TCNJ throughout New Jersey and the world. I'm Oscar Fan 69, and this is
Casey. Listen, Owen, we're in for another banger of an episode because coming to the pod is a recurring guest for only the second time this season overall, and it is a man who is an essential part of the Mercer County community. He goes by many names: Krilldog, Krilly D, Young Krillionaire. Of course, I'm talking about the one and only Krilldog.
What's up, guys?
Krilldog. Oh my God,
is in the house once again. We are back at it once again. I'm very excited to be on this podcast yet again. I'm very excited. We got a lot of topics to talk about. So Owen, lead the charge with the questions, baby.
Thank you very much, Krilldog. We are so happy to have you back. We've been on many adventures in the past several months, hanging out in our dorm, seeing each other at tournaments. It's been a blast.
Me in particular.
Yeah, you in particular. You guys been hanging out a lot.
The big dog is in the house. This is my yard.
I don't know about all that.
And listen, Krilldog, I want to tell you something. There's a prevailing attitude among many, I think, cynics within the scene. Cynical people.
Who are these cynics?
These cynics, they are bent on proclaiming that Ultimate is a crumbling scene, that the bricks are falling out of the tenements, that the statues are coming down, that this ship is sinking, that the ship of thieves... Oh, you're doing the thing.
You're doing too
the
much.
TikTok thing. You know, like the beat where it goes, That's what they're doing. But Krilldog, in spite of all this so-called desolation, you've been making a stand. You have not only been performing legendarily as of late, but you've also been keeping the scene alive in your own way. But before we get into anything in particular, I want to ask you, what have you been up to lately, Krilldog?
So first of all, I'd like to say, are they wrong? I'm playing. But second of all, jokes aside, it's just been a lot of life stuff. So I've been kind of like in and out of tournaments. If you notice, like sometimes I'll just randomly appear at some random tournament, whether it be from Mercer County or PA or even recently New York.
Wow. We'll get to Encore lately.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
But what else
in terms of my life, it's been a little challenging the past, I'd say, about month. I've been studying for an exam at
Wait, hold on. Never mind, keep going.
Yeah, I've been studying for an exam at my job. And luckily I was able to pass, so not only does that give me more certifications for my job, but also a little bit of a pay raise, so that's always nice. So
let's go.
Job-wise, I've been doing great, and now it's been able to mix nicely into my schedule, and now I could try to balance my life self more, not just with, Smash and like my job, but also just general other life stuff like hanging out with friends, building closer bonds, and just generally just figuring out other hobbies to do. Like something I like to do that I don't really mention a lot, I like to paint. Now, by painting, I mean not just like on a canvas, because I am not the best when it comes to drawing or anything at the particular moment, but I like to paint like figurines, like amiibos. I like to do a little paint job on them.
You showed me your amiibo figurines. They're very good.
And thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, like I just randomly found out one day. I really wanted to try it like a while ago, and I just realized like I guess I just got that. So like I just did it to like a couple figures. I've even given some people like gifts on their birthdays, like custom paint job amiibos.
Oh.
So it's always nice to do.
Well, Krilldog to that. You know what I'm saying?
Hear. The Krilldog. I think you know what I was going to say, Noah.
Yeah, what's up?
Never mind. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. Well, that's very nice that you've been having a more Smash life balance lately. It's very good. Glad to see things are going well at your job. But Smash related, though. You said you've been going to events in Philly, too. Where have you been going in Philly?
Well, it hasn't really been recent, but I will say the last time I went to a Philly one was King of Vile, and unfortunately, I didn't do that well at that event. I felt like there was a lot. King of the Ville. I don't know why I keep saying Ville. I keep mixing that up
like
so much.
Like the Terry player?
King of the Guile.
Yeah, that's the Vile, number 10 in New Jersey at some point anyways.
Miwanai CEO.
King of the farming merchant right there. Love him.
Ranger wishes. But anyways. Yeah, King of the Ville was a very fun tournament, but the thing was, and it's a lesson I've learned, I am never driving over 2 hours for an event unless it's something I paid like hundreds of dollars for.
Oh, no, I'm
you
with you
drove 2 hours to go to Millersville?
My day was off, and I had nothing else to do. It's not the first time I've done that, too. I did that at Dan's Wedding Bash. I drove like 2.5 hours for that event. And
Like, were you seeing the homies or something? Like,
yeah, there were a few homies that were over
Okay,
there.
okay.
Shout-outs to the video, Red Burpo, Shelder. Justin Biles wasn't there. But there were a few others as well, so it was nice catching up with them. And also just, like, competing, even if I didn't really do at my best. But
yeah, because
after that, I've been having a couple bit of good performances. If you don't mind, we talk about that now, unless you want to save it to a different section.
Let's talk about, you know what I'm saying? I know you were doing well at the TCNJ tournaments. I mean, I remember September 26th. You had done pretty well at C Troop number 3. Do you want to talk a little bit how that run went?
Yes, I would like to talk about it. So, for that tournament in particular, C Troop 3 it was, right?
Yep.
So, my run was I beat Giggity, this up-and-coming Donkey Kong.
Yes, sir.
Giggity.
I actually beat Giggity
Alright.
last week, but we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Giggity.
I beat him 2-0. I think he got close game 1, but then once I kind of figured it out, and, I've had a lot of DK practice thanks to Noodle, playing him a lot recently. And fun fact about this tournament, so I played TFJ a bunch before when he used to play Snake into me, but when he figured out, it's hard to beat me with Snake, he decided to counterpick Palu into me, And it's actually been working because he plays one of the lamest Palus I've ever played in my life. But, it works. It works in the matchup, and we always take it close, but he always ends up on top.
King of the +3.
Well, this day, in Winterside at least, I did prevail 2-1, very close.
Yes, sir.
EO was on the mic, and my boy Vernon Jean as well. And then I got free out by Sentinel. I tried to go Wii Fit like game free because
Bruh?
my Wii Fit go crazy, except against JD, I guess.
Well, I was gonna say it always ends in a 3-0 against Sentinel, but why did you go Wii Fit?
I just knew that it wasn't gonna work with the Seth, and even if I did take a game, I just feel like
Did you get like a flash forward like Aerith, like you knew you were just cooked?
I just wanted to try it out because
Aerith, I'm not gonna tell you, Aerith might die in Final Fantasy VII.
Spoilers. Literally one move based off that. But anyways, yeah, I don't
forgot about that. Sephiroth's down there. Sorry for interrupting. Sephiroth's down there is based off of the Aerith death scene.
Yeah, it's
I
a
forgot about
reenactment
that.
of murder.
That's crazy.
That's why the move should kill at 0. But besides that,
Well, sometimes it does.
Such like a brutal reference for Final Fantasy fans. But anyway, continue,
It is.
Krilldog. You were at C Troop and you went Wii Fit against Sentinel.
I've always wanted to try to Wii Fit in like bracket, and why not in like a free bracket that realistically doesn't have that much consequences. I don't lose any money out of it. So I'm like, yeah, I might as well try it here. And then like if I fight Sentinel again, I'll try it harder. So yeah, the Wii Fit didn't end up working. But then I played Menchu for the first time in a while, and that was a really fun set. That went to game 5, but I ended up prevailing that time. And we always
you won.
Yeah, I did beat him this time. I don't remember what happened the last time I played him, but I know he's gotten quite a few sets on me. I've gotten a little bit of sets on him. So, fun fact, I was one of the main ones that trained him to be as like good as he was before.
Oh, lore?
Yeah. So like back then we met in like a Smash server, where we played a bunch of other Smash people that didn't really go to locals, but like we played in this like little grind server. And like we ended up becoming good friends out of that. I helped train him in certain things and like showed him, took him to tournaments like Platinum Star and other such varieties of tournaments.
Platinum
yeah, rest
Star.
in peace as always. But yeah, and you know, he ended up reaching out to like Bacon and other people like that, and he became as good as he is. I don't want to say mainly because of me, but I'd like to take a part in that reasoning, of course.
No,
You taught him everything he knows. Yeah. Yes, sir. You took him under your
Unk
wing.
knowledge
You're like
right
his
here.
ancient Zen master. You
It's like how Sentinel coached Yeast.
oh yeah,
Oh.
or how Sentinel coached Spargo.
Real.
Remember
No,
that?
that's cool. I do remember that. That is cool though.
And
I know
then-
you and Menchu. Sorry for interrupting.
Oh, sorry.
You and Menchu are you're 4-10 lifetime against Menchu.
Oh, jeez.
Over the past 5 sets, Menchu is up 3-2 against you. But interestingly enough, that was your first time playing Menchu in nearly 2 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Last time
Like,
you played him was the Hyperspace in December 2023.
yeah, I remember at some point I used to like beat him a lot in bracket, but then there was a point where he just had a win streak on me because I think he just figured out more stuff with Doc, and I wasn't prepared and genuinely shocked
Yeah.
and impressed. So it took me a little bit to understand how to like get over that curve, and then like once I did, I'm like, oh wait, this is the Seth Doc matchup. Let me just gimp him at like 50 or something like that, you know. It's obviously not as easy as that. There's a little more nuance, especially with like us, since we've played each other a lot in general. But still, there's just some things that no matter how much Doc can try, there's only so much Dr. Mario can really do as a character.
And
Yeah, exactly.
imagine, too, though, I mean, Doc versus Sephiroth has got to be a very interesting matchup. Miserable for Doc in certain ways, but also extremely miserable for Sephiroth.
I wouldn't say extremism. It's just like don't get hit with pill combos and don't get hit like near ledge with like a down throw into down B or down throw to like up B. As long as you don't get hit with like that main stuff, like you should be fine. You just got to play around pill. You got to like know when to get in, know when to space out, and just like kind of ledge trap or edge guard him, and then you should be good. You just got to know what to do against a good Doc.
And that speaks to your roots in the scene, you bringing up Young Buck Menchu.
Yeah.
And then not only did you do that, but you also founded an institution of sorts at this point in the South Jersey scene. Krilldog's House. You are now 4. Krilldog's House is strong. I remember the first time, I'm not going to lie to you, it was a circus getting that first Krilldog's House off the ground. It was an absolute you-know-what kind of show. It was just, oh my God. I think me and Kenny had to bring 2 of the 3 GameCube adapters that were in that venue.
It was definitely like
It was a time to be alive.
it was definitely a rush to get like everything together because sometimes I'm good with planning, but other times when it comes to specific things and I'm not thinking about the other thing, I'm like, oh wait, I forgot this. Oh geez, what am I gonna do now? So then I have to get to the point where I'm like, yo, please, bro, do you have a GameCube?
One GameCube adapter, bro, please.
I
need
Street Fighter setup.
But luckily, yo, that's real. But luckily, we were able to have enough setups, and I think the tournament overall ran well once everything got started.
I think the main thing that's contributed to its success is the people that have backed it up. Like, it's not just everyday folks, it's also like some notable figures. Like that first Krilldog's House, I remember Pharaoh was there, James Scott was there, doing content,
Yes.
That's right. That's when we met James Scott for the first time.
Yes.
We walked up. We came in my car. We walked and we saw him walking and knew who he was. Frame 1.
You were flabbergasted. You were starstruck.
I was.
You didn't know what to do.
I was like, I just kind of stared at him awkwardly. Meanwhile, there was a crowd of people next to him screaming, "James Scott! Oh my God!"
We miss you, James.
Yeah.
Somewhere fishing in Disneyland.
I miss James too, but hopefully everything is going well.
For sure.
I know he did say that he was like coming back, but that's like the time like Ninja said, "I got something cooking up for the Smash scene," and I haven't heard anything
Disappeared
since.
forever.
Dude, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah,
That's a deep cut.
What a poll, dude.
That's a throwback right
That
there.
is such
Imagine if Ninja God looked.
But yeah, also people like just like the general people, like you got like EO going to those events usually.
Yep.
Sentinel usually goes to them, and then you got some like deep cut names that like you rarely see often. Like Seabass went to 2 of them.
Yeah.
Went to 1 of them. Probably some other names I can't think of at the moment, but like yeah, and of course South Jersey helping as well because it's in South Jersey.
Yeah,
and, like,
exactly.
For some people, like to Noodle, I think it's like literally a 3-minute drive.
That's good. No, I think
3 or 10.
having the right people come to your tournament is almost as important as like having the tournament itself.
Yeah, it was really impressive how many big names came out just to support you in your event because they really, first of all, I think every Tri-State player, again, likes the idea of having more tournaments around here. That's the first thing. So I think probably what motivated a lot of that is, 1, you being the GOAT, but also 2, people wanting to rally together around their scene. And it's just interesting how Krilldog's House, the venue, is just such an interesting little location. You get such an interesting amalgam of players.
Mm-hmm.
Like backwoods, South Jersey players who normally don't even come out to tournaments these days anymore. People just rallying around Krilldog's house in
Yeah.
this middle of nowhere venue.
And that's what I think I like the most about the event. It's not just your average, South Jersey or Central Jersey or whatever local. It's something where it's like what Krilldog is generally about. And that's just bringing people together in this community. That's what I always like trying to do. I like showing people that experiences they never have before. Like I remember when I took Magna 289, the banjo player, to his first major.
Yeah.
Let's Make Big Moves. Yeah. I took him to his first major ever, and it was a great experience for him. So that's what I like doing with people. I like just taking them to new experiences and just seeing like the beauties of what this community can offer.
Is there a story, by the way, behind the name Krilldog's house?
Krilldog's house. So like, first you got to go into the inspiration of the name, which is just, it's not that deep. It's literally just like this parody series called Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and like Krillin says, and the Krilldog is in the house. So with that being, that's where I got the name Krilldog, and then Krilldog's house. Come on, it goes together. You know, Krilldog's in the house, so this is Krilldog's house.
Okay.
It used to be a Wi-Fi tournament back in 2020, which is why I kept it that name. I know some people told me you should change the name so you could get more people, but then I was like, nah.
But where would the soul of the tournament go?
That's what I'm saying.
Local Smash is about soul. We want another generic branded name, like, I don't know, Voorhees Fight Night.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want it to just be... and listen, the tournament organizer, shouts to Chrissy. She was the one that was able to bring this all together and make it happen by allowing me to run this tournament. Allowed me to basically do whatever I wanted with this thing.
How do you know her? How did you guys bring that together?
So I literally just was looking around potential venues to go in, and of course you don't want to go big, you want to go small with this kind of stuff and see if they have any interest in this. And one of the first locations I went to was that place, and in WD Gaming Lounge, and I went there on a day. I tried to like call her at first, and it was a little tricky to get around details, but then when I finally did come over, I discussed her, hey, this would be a good venue for a Smash tournament. Would you potentially be interested? And she was like, yeah. And basically every other person that has tried to set up a Smash tournament here never went to fruition. So I was the one that told her, like, I'm going to be the one to make that promise, though. And look at what happened.
Oh, he's the one. He's the chosen one.
The legendary Krilldog, forecasted by generations of failed tournaments that got 2 entrants and died.
Yep.
But oh god, I just had a great point to make. Now I'm ruining the show.
I think what's cool about about Krilldog's house, again, I talked about like the connections made to make it so good. I think the consistency is another important thing. I feel like a lot of people will do like these one-off projects with the Smash scene and then not really go back to it. But I've seen the consistency of you putting in the work to make it a consistent thing, make it happen every couple of weeks, every couple of months, you know what I'm saying?
And that is a great point to leave off on. This segment is just about over. We'll get right back to that. Coming up, we're going to talk more about how Krilldog House has been going lately, the story of Krilldog's House 4, and then Krilldog's legendary Encore run. We'll be right back. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're enjoying the show. Real quick, before we get back into it, I do want to remind you that if you'd like to follow the host on Twitter, you can find me at O_Buck_King. You can find Casey at Casey Qualicub. And if you'd like to listen to the show after it airs, you can find it on YouTube at my channel, O_Buck_King. That's at my Twitter, O_Buck_King. And we are back. Welcome back to the Weekly Smash Wrap. We're just about to continue our discussion about the story of Krilldog's House, now in its 4th iteration, more than most startup locals survive, which is impressive in itself.
Exactly.
And with the community backing. Krilldog, I wanted to ask you, it's always tough to keep these small local operations running. How has it been trying to keep these tournaments open, and what have you run into along the way?
So the thing with the first one I've done was basically just like I was worried how this was all going to work, because this is the first time the tournament, the person that runs the venue, Chrissy, was also the first time she's ever done anything like this. So I was wondering how financially this would work, and how basically it's as simple as I give her whatever we get for the venue fee, and I usually have a limit of 30 people at the tournament, even though it never reaches that number anyways, which is fine. I don't need it to have like 30 people each time, as long as it's a solid enough number to where I can run an event and give her at least a decent amount of money back from the venue fee. That's what matters, because venue fee also applies to spectators as well. It doesn't just apply to tournament players.
For sure.
And then the other main problem is just setting everything up, because obviously I don't have enough setups for that.
Do you ever find yourself scrambling for setups?
Well, I basically just call like the closest people I know and just say like, "Hey, can you bring a setup? Hey, can you bring a setup just in case?" And that's essentially how I get people.
But I'm sure it can be tough, never knowing if you're ever.
It can be some. I remember at the third one, we only had 3 Smash setups for like a tournament of 12, 13 people, and we also we were originally supposed to have 2 Street Fighter setups, but somebody couldn't come at that time, so then we only had 1 Street Fighter setup. But to be fair, it was like a 5-man tournament.
Okay.
And for some reason, I made everything best of 5 on 3 setups. 1 if you count Street Fighter, but you know what? I somehow made it work.
You made best of 5 in Smash?
Yes.
Dude.
For every round.
That tournament's running until 1 a.m.
No, it didn't. It ran until round 9.
Okay, there we
9:30.
go.
So, you know, it ended up...
saying?
It was down to the wire, but you know what? I made it work, because I have to be out of there by 10.
At the buzzer.
Oh, you have to be out of there by 10.
It's like the hyperspace rules.
because that's when she closes down. So, like,
true.
I open up the venue at 5, and then it goes through 10, basically. That's how that works. And
Knowing how TCNJ runs, at least, that's a bit of a demand.
yeah, I mean, I'm assuming she would give me a little leeway if it went a little above 10, since she's pretty nice to me and pretty generous. Shout out to her again. But you know, I'd rather just keep things out of there, everything out by 10, and so
100%.
far it's always worked out. So that's good.
Well, it's great that you've been able to put in the work and organize it such that you cannot break this bond of trust you have with the owner of this venue. And hey, that bodes well for the future of this tournament and for Tri-State events at large. And speaking of Krilldog's House, Krilldog's House 4 was an interesting one. I thought we'd close out our Krilldog's House segment on that. First of all, Pharaoh.
Yeah. What
Once
about
again
Pharaoh?
winning.
Yep.
He be winning games. But, I mean, shout out to Houdini for taking the Game 5.
Game 5
Finals.
and winners. Yeah.
That was cool to see. I mean, he proceeded to get 3-0'd in Grand Finals because, you know,
Pharaoh had to lock
Pharaoh
in.
kind of locked in a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But besides that, I mean, it's still cool seeing the
If you don't
dominance
mind me
from Pharaoh.
interrupting, fun fact about that set. So, like, first of all, that's the second time that's happened at Krilldog's house. At the very first one, it was also Pharaoh Houdini
True.
in winners finals and grand finals. But also, something to point out was after the winners finals set, I remember Pharaoh was talking about Houdini like, wow, you're just a really good Yoshi in general. And, like, you're not as much of a bum as these other Yoshi players. Just roasting these other Yoshi. Yeah, he basically called all the other players, like, bums compared to, like, him and Houdini. And I was like, that's crazy.
That is insane. I'd like to put this to Pharaoh. What Yoshi player isn't a bum?
No. Pharaoh.
I'm assuming...
Which Yoshi player is a bum? I would like to know.
Listen,
it's like Blue's Clues.
He was probably joking around at least a little bit, but I
sure.
think basically what he meant was like a lot of these Yoshi players, he wants them to like grind as much as like he does, because he puts himself to such a standard. So I got to give a little respect to how much grind he really puts in, and I also got to thank him for even coming to this event. I know it's probably a deep drive for him to get here, so very much appreciated.
Oh, he's from Rutgers. Yeah, that's
Rutgers,
a drive.
New Brunswick.
Yeah, all the way to South Jersey. Not an easy drive.
So big shouts to Pharaoh for always coming through. I know he had that championship belt. He'd been defended, and real fighting champion. You know what I'm saying?
Does he come back every time to defend the belt?
No, this was his second time at Krilldog's house. He was from the first one and the fourth one.
What did you give him another belt?
Well, here's the thing. What I done with the belt. So for the second one, I wasn't able to. He wasn't able to defend the championship, so I got another belt from like Walmart. I got like the Intercontinental toy belt, and I just like gave that to the winner, who was Sauce. And then the third one, Sauce nor Pharaoh was there, so I had to get another big belt. I had to get the big guns out for this one. I got the real championship belt that my dad got like years ago, and he let me have it. So,
Did you give it away?
No, I didn't. No, I don't give these
let
away.
the-
No, they take a picture with it.
Oh.
That's it. And then A9 ended up winning that. And then the fourth one, Pharaoh and Sauce were there, not A9. So for those two, since they won championships before, basically they had a pop bounty. So basically, if you beat him, you win $10, whether it's for winners or losers.
Do you get the belt?
Yeah, if they win the whole tournament though, they get $20 extra, and they also defend their championship. And
But
then
if they lose, you get to go to their house and take the belt from them.
yeah, something like that.
It's like the 24/7 championship.
A little. No, I'd say it's like a main belt because you got to defend the championship there. It's more like the unified championship belt because it's basically now unified, and Pharaoh's like the ultimate champion. Although A9 wasn't there, so who knows? But
True.
because he's also a champion technically.
And with that, Krilldog, you may be Unk, but you're not just the kind of Unk that just establishes a tournament and coasts for the rest of his Smash career. No. You're also an Unk who, as Daigo would, is coming back, or is always back.
Yeah.
Because you had a very interesting run at a New York tournament local staple, Encore.
Yeah,
sir. Let's
I
talk
would
about it.
like to talk a little bit about that. So, very interesting tournament run in general. So, when I shout outs to Mom Gaming, she ended up taking me and Slasher to the event because I was like, "There's no way I'm driving to a New York tournament. The only way I'm gonna go is somebody takes me." And I saw Mom Gaming was like offering people, so I was like, you know what? I'm off Wednesday. Why not? Let's go today. So I ended up going there. I didn't know what to really expect from this event. I could have went 0-2 for all I knew, but I was just going to do the honest best I could. So before the tournament, I was playing Slasher and friendlies for like about an hour or so, losing majority of them, winning a few of them though. Okay. And then I was also playing this other banjo player. I forgot her name, but shouts to her. We played a bit of friendlies. And then we went to bracket. First I believe this Bale's name was Arrow, like Aero. He was very good. Has had some pretty good wins from what I've seen, and I actually don't mind fighting against Bayo, but he seemed to got me. It was like 2-0, but it was close, and I was like, well, this is a little scary. I might actually go 2. And then as it turns out, my next opponent is Reed now. Number 15 now in New York, by the way. So funny story about Reed is that this isn't the first time I played against him. The very first time I played against him is when I previously established the Dan's Wedding Bash tournament.
Oh, yeah.
In losers.
Yeah, losers.
And guess what happened? I 2-0'd him.
Yeah.
I thought it was because, he was having an off day, I just don't. But you know what? We take those because I know he had a really close set with Squid Plumber that day, and it was like 2-1, so maybe. But that aside, I was like, I've done this before. What if I do it again?
Well, if you did it again, baby.
And you know what happened? I ended up 2-0ing him. It was close. It was close, but I kept it competitive. He was nice about it. He gave a fist bump and all, and I felt pretty happy about that. But I was like, okay, let's see if we can continue this. And then I fought this guy named, I think, Pete Man 23, I believe. He plays Ridley. Pretty solid, but also not a very favorable matchup for Ridley. I could just kind of keep him out a lot of cases.
Also an upset, by the way.
Yeah, upset of 1, apparently. He's got a few decent wins. I think he's beaten Reed before as well, along with a few other people.
Really?
So,
okay.
I don't know generally how good he is, but, he was pretty solid. But I also have a bit of Ridley experience from other people like Shelder and Megna.
Yep.
So, I just kind of applied what I know from that matchup and just did it there.
Hey, G4G helping each other.
Yeah, and then, unfortunately, me and Slasher, carpool buddies, had to fight for 9th.
I was going to say carpool team kill right there.
Yeah, so it was like I was just like screaming out, no way I came to New York just to fight somebody from Philly. That's crazy.
I know.
So, funny story about the last time we also played was like 2 years ago at this tournament called Rascal Royale in King of Prussia Mall. And I won.
King of Prussia Mall?
Yeah, there used to be a local there. And it was I actually kind of liked it.
Another lost local. Wait, what was it called?
Rascal Royale.
Wow,
that's what it was
dead.
called. And funny thing, I beat him 2-1. And so I was here. It's like, okay, I've done
Yeah,
this
spin
before. I've done this before.
Mhm.
I could do it again. I played a lot of friendlies. I'll see what I could apply. Game 1, I get like a clutch octo slash at like 70 or something like that to read an air dodge, and I beat him there. Game 2 was like really close, nail biter, but he clutched up. Game 3, it was also like close. We were going back and forth. It was even. I think what happened was at ledge, he tried to go for a forward air, and I had this hardcore read that it was gonna I was gonna down smash. The forward air was gonna whiff, and it did, and he was gonna shield afterwards. You know what he did? He shielded, and I down smashed, killed him at 50.
Boom.
And probably wasn't the happiest after that, but you know what? I get it. You go all the way from there.
Hey, one of two people in the carpool is happy.
Wait, isn't there another story like related to this, like people getting evicted from the venue for crashing out? Or am I thinking of something
Yeah, I
completely
think you're thinking
different?
of something. I did not
think
hear
you're-
about
what?
that.
Never
Talking about
mind.
Encore?
Not at Encore. No, that other. No, continue.
I think I know what you're talking about, but no. Anyways, yeah. And then I played, and then I was basically in top 8. Somebody told me I was in top 8. I was like, really? I'm in top 8? What happened?
Like the get or image of the monkey thinking.
And
You know what I'm talking
and keep
about?
in mind, the whole day
Yeah.
I was playing in bracket out of my mind. Like, I wish I were playing like that in bracket like every time, to be honest. And then I played
Do you think you
rap.
had the right state of mind?
It's just like sometimes I get in the flow state of playing. It's not like something I could realistically control. It's just something I have to like focus on and like have at least. You gotta have a little bit of confidence, but also just like the most important part is play the game. Don't think of anything else. Don't think about the win. Don't think about anything else. Just play the game.
That's actually interesting.
Because
that you
think
say
about
that.
it like
gotta
this:
open
when you're
your
playing,
mind.
people always say, "Oh my god, I play so much better in friendlies," because you're just playing the game. You're having fun. You're not thinking about like, "Oh, what if I get this win here?" I mean, some people do, but anyways,
Oh yeah, I mean, but it is interesting that you say that because you've brought this up a lot in the past, and I've been working on the same issue. Not even so much because it's a problem to me at this point, because I'm just like so fascinated by it, like performance psychology and that kind of thing. You say like when you're thinking about the outcome, you tend to have less consistent
yeah,
days, right?
because then all you're thinking about is not your gameplay. You tend to go into autopilot, and that's what happens sometimes with me. And then like you don't focus on the win. Like another time. At Icebox recently, the last time I went to Icebox, I got like 3-0'd by TJ13. Then I heard I was fighting Noodle. I was like, what is happening? Because he got upsetted by this Joker player named Crow. So I was like, all
Most
right,
unfair bracket
I'll
battle
I'll
of
do
time.
the best I can. My mentality was I'm gonna do the best I can and see where to go from there. And you know what happens? I 3-0 him.
Yes, sir.
So-
You 3-0'd Noodle at
3-0'd Noodle.
Icebox?
Yes, at Icebox.
Oh my god.
But don't worry for Noodle. He proceeded to 3-1 me the next 2 sets we played. But besides that, yeah, I 3-0'd Noodle that day. And then, speaking of which, the last tournament I went to at a little off topic, I'll get into Encore just in a second. I went 1-2 at the Rowan tournament, but I beat Delaware PR number 4 Monk recently.
W. Oh yeah, one of the best Ganons on the East Coast.
Yep, that's right. And then, but back to Encore. After I made it into top 8, I played this Yoshi player named Raptor, very good in the region. I'm pretty sure he's been PR'd at some point, and if not, very good in general. He plays very lame game, I will say, but it works for that matchup because, like,
Hey, he's one of these so-called non-bum Yoshis that Pharaoh likes.
allegedly. But yeah, so it went down to the wire. It literally was going down to like 40 seconds. I get two orbs on the side B. I'm at near ledge, but I do a bad jump, and he catches me with a fair, and I die. But it was like really, really close. I gave him a handshake for it because usually when I get like close nail biter sets, I like to do handshakes unless I win. Then I feel like I'm gonna make the player upset, so I'm just gonna do the most basic option, do a fist bump. You know.
No,
Because
because then you feel like the bad
Contrary
guy.
to belief, I don't like making people upset at this game, but I understand why people get upset at this game if they like lose to Krilldog. I'm not the worst loss, but like I get it for some people. They want to go further, you know?
And it's like too. It's like sometimes when you win when you're not supposed to, you're just like. Sometimes I'm scared to look at my opponent's face because I'm just gonna think it's my fault that they're crashing out over the game.
Listen, whenever somebody like has thrown a controller down near me, I just look away. I get out of that situation if I can, and then I'll probably laugh about it afterwards. But you know, that's just how competitive is. Sometimes you'll get some heavy downers, and sometimes you'll get some happy campers. You know,
For sure.
And, that kind of goes back to the point you brought up about detachment or not thinking about the outcome. Have you ever read the book? You know what I'm going to talk about, Noah. You ever read the book, The Inner Game of Tennis?
Oh, brother.
Everybody talks about that book, and I still have never read it.
I'm telling you,
Every player talks about that book, but if I'm being real, does it really make that much of a difference?
peak fiction. Peak fiction. Peak fiction.
Okay.
It is like enlightenment for performance psychology. Also, another book that I think is really good. Chapter 6 of this book called Losing Ourselves, Learning to Live Without a Self by J.L. Garfield. Brilliant stuff.
That's always reading. Look
Okay.
at this guy.
They
He's
call
a real reader.
They call me the reader.
They call me the book.
That is
When I was a kid, they called me the pamphlet, but now I'm the book.
that
anyway,
is
that really
that
says
is
a lot
Mr.
about
Philosopher
society.
over there, Oscar Wilde fan. So I get it.
Okay.
I feel like another thing to keep in mind when you're thinking of competitive, your life has to be in a good state. If you're playing, no matter how good you are, and your life is not going that well, and I've been at this point, and you just try to focus on this game to try to do something better for your life, and like try to have the one thing that you feel like will make you happy when really it's just eating you alive, and you got to treat it as a hobby and not as like. How I see it is I have to try to keep this as somewhat of a hobby and not solely as like something I have to win. Because if I do that, then I stress myself out, I play worse, and then I feel miserable after. So I feel like you mentally have to be in at least somewhat of a decent enough state to play this game competitively, while also just remembering, try to focus on the game, do not think. If anything comes to your mind, take that thought out immediately and just focus on what your opponent is doing. And go from there.
Yeah, it's really interesting. You got to have like pure perception. You got to be able to perceive the game, but without letting thoughts layer on top of your perception.
Yeah, it's like the meditation you keep preaching about, right?
Yeah. Well, do I preach? I guess I do kind of preach about it, but basically, yeah, like just learning to recognize when you're thinking and when you're not actually focused on like the sensory data that you need to keep your attention on in order to perform.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very interesting like paradigm, or not paradigm, but like very interesting dynamic people fall into where it's like they're trying to focus and they confuse just thinking about what they're trying to focus on with focus. And I think if you're so attached to the outcome, you're going to be telling yourself all these stories about what should be happening instead of just like
should be, should have been, never have happened though.
exactly. And a bit of wisdom right before we end the segment. Hey, the future is in your imagination. The past is a memory. All you have is now. Buy my $400 meditation course online. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't have one of those. And that's going to be this segment, and we will be right back. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're enjoying the show. Real quick before we get back into it, I do want to remind you that this Friday at TCNJ there will be a C Troop tournament. Street Fighter will start at 5:30, Ultimate Singles will start at 6, and this will be in the Business Building, Room 105. And then we also have Clip at 5 happening in New York on October 26th, featuring Yeet and Pharaoh. If you're interested, you can find those events on StartGG. And with that, let's get back into it.
That was horseshit! No!
Welcome back, everybody, to the weekly Smash Wrap. We just got done doing a meditation on Krilldog's house, and now we're going to talk about some breaking news.
Breaking news.
Truth nuke. We have a video package from Port Priority. Apparently, Tweak is going to be entering for one last tournament.
Yes, one final match.
For real
Hardys
this time.
versus Dudley's in one final table. Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels. Ric Flair's career on the
Undertaker
line.
versus AJ
Ice on deck
Styles
going
type
just one
beat.
more local.
One more local.
One more
Just
logo.
one more local.
Yeah, Tweak's already back for one final tournament.
It's like your friend who's like trying to convince you they should be allowed to have
Who
one
want to
more
bet
beer.
this is
Just one
actually his
more
final
local.
tournament or not, though? Who want to bet?
One more local.
Casey Noah in 2023, our retirement. Listen, all I'm saying, game recognized game. I see what you're doing, Tweak. I see what you're doing.
Listen, they probably offered him a good bag, but all things considered, it is nice seeing Tweak back. You know,
it's hype.
one of the hyper top players that we've had in a while, been in the game since Smash 4, as far as I recall.
Oh,
Used to be a Bowser Jr. player, by the way, so he's like, I want to win. Played Cloud.
Well, he I
other
think he
characters of
moved
the
away
such.
from a character with no weaknesses for his integrity.
Well,
really.
in that game, he had all the weaknesses. In Smash Ultimate, he has no weaknesses. Remember that.
True.
True. Well, this is a momentous occasion. Tweak being back at Port Priority. Can't wait to see how he does. Maybe we'll see the Diddy Kong. Maybe we'll see the Sephiroth, too. That'd be kind of interesting.
Sephiroth better have been worked on. Do not disappoint me, Tweak. Please, bro. I need this.
I need it!
I need it.
And then, but as for a more important event,
Yes, sir.
we have Rider Esports
Oh,
Resort
yeah.
number 3.
Yeah.
That happened last Friday. And something interesting about this this bracket, half of the TO staff wasn't there because they were doing outreach at a school event.
They
Oh, yeah.
were.
So it was kind of a scramble to get this
Logan
thing.
was dressed up like Yoshi, and
Yeah.
Asa Julian was dressed up like Toad.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Oh, so that's where those pictures were. I was wondering
Yeah.
what the context of that was.
It led to a generational Applebee's trip.
Oh my god.
What can be speaking cannot be spoken from the Applebee's trip.
We had everybody in that venue there. It was a very interesting Applebee's.
Oh yeah, there was probably like a dozen people in the spot.
But
That's
as
cool.
for the actual bracket, what we had is
I know you were there.
I was there.
How did you do? Seemed like you did pretty well, all things considered.
Oh, had a little SPR +1. What
Yes,
I did,
sir.
Okay.
I drove Shineburst. 6-7. Just all the different brain rot are just coming out at me once.
Yeah,
Like,
we've been our dorm has been filled with just brain rot.
It's just been an echo chamber of brain rot.
We've started doing the freaky email as like a stem.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to control it.
I
But
think I know where you got that freaky emote from. Was it from that one indie wrestling show we went to?
No, it was not.
Okay.
It's just a meme in general.
Okay, I got it.
though we did get it from Manny.
I
that
do
one
remember what
time.
you're talking about though.
Manny at the.
We did get it from
We
Manny
did get
as
it from
well.
Manny. But that aside, I did go to this tournament. I had an interesting run. First of all, we ran out of our dorm to get there because Kenny had to be there at 5:30 for Street Fighter. So naturally, we left at 5:30. And on top of that, we went to pick up Chris Womp Womp and go to the liquor store for after. We had to get all the essentials for bracket.
Yes, of course.
Just to be clear, we did not do any drinking at Ryder, but
No.
I was about to say, were you under the influence before bracket?
well, I drove there.
Okay, so no.
He got SUI, smashing under influence.
No. I'm never allowed in the Swigert building again.
Womp womp.
But we did. So we ran in at like 5:45 for the 5:30 bracket, of which I didn't register for, by the way. So they had to put me in again. It's already off to a wonderful start. And then
Yeah.
what happened in Street Fighter? First of all, I had to fight Logan, which was sad because they don't really play the game. And then I had to fight Tate 10, and this was the first time they've played the game in their entire life. And
Okay.
so I'm thinking like, clean sweep. But then when I start the match, my controls are all wrong.
Oh,
So it's actually close.
that was fun.
So that was interesting.
Did you carry out the whole set with the wrong controls?
No. After game one, I
Okay.
switched my controls.
Yeah, I know Brian wasn't there for the Street Fighter tournament because he was busy prepping for Super Hops and Hitch. Which, by the way, for our Womp Womp shout out of the week.
The Womp Womp,
shout
of the
out.
week.
Woo! Shouts to BJR for not for his Smash performance, no, but for winning Super Hops and Hits. To a big ovation from the Super Hops and Hits crowd.
Yeah.
It's a big moment. Won over $100. Brian's been up this weekend for sure, so big shout outs to Brian.
Yeah, I saw Brian recently put in like I think it was like a little chart or whatever, basically showing like his wins and like his performances at tournaments to potentially get a Street Fighter PR.
Yeah,
Ooh, in New Jersey?
Yeah.
potentially.
I don't know much about like the New Jersey Street Fighter scene other than like a few players there and there, but like I think he definitely can be in contention, especially with how well he does at like most of the events he goes to.
Listen, with a crazy Game 10 Grand Finals win against ZZZ, he's definitely up right now, and it was cool seeing the clip of the crowd going crazy for Brian.
Oh, and
It
the
was really
caption with the
sick to see.
Snapchat caption.
This right
this
here is why I love fighting games. You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
I did not see that unfortunately yet, but I will see it.
Shout out to the Snapchat
ASAP.
caption.
ASAP no Rocky.
Mm-hmm.
Did you say ASAP no Rocky?
Yeah.
That's funny. Yankee no brim. That's the
Whoa! with no brim.
What a poll. What a rare poll.
yeah, I don't know how that came to my
What a
mind.
shiny right there.
I don't. I don't know why, but the Snapchat caption in that picture or that video just makes it seem so 2014 for some reason.
I know.
I don't really, but
Where's the dog filter?
yeah. Can we get Brian holding his certificate and $100 with the dog filter?
Oh,
please?
heck no.
Ryder Esports group photo with the dog filter on everyone.
Here at Ryder Esports, we like to have fun.
We like to be a little quirky.
Rule.
Do you know
Oh,
about that? Oh shoot!
Well, at least you didn't do it twice.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have to cut it out. But what are you
Sorry.
talking about?
There was some really dumb TikTok brain rot trend or whatever. Sorry. Oh man, we've been
We've been very off topic the last couple of
yeah, I
minutes.
know.
I
But we want to talk about Riot Esports Resort, of course.
Yes,
We were talking about Brian earlier. Now he wasn't here, and that kind of gave way for Shineburst to do well at the tournament, if I'm not mistaken, at Street Fighter.
But we had an extra special second place finish.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Let me tell you about this. I've beaten Apokwa for the last 2 sets we've played, scandalously. I should not have won either of them. because
Jury
I'm
dittos.
trash and I'm Diamond 1. But I'm Diamond 1.
I'm Diamond 1.
But TikTok chronically online users will
It's
know we're
more
speaking
and
of.
more brain rot.
I'm platinum 1.
It's starting to really infect the podcast. But Apoko was able to really bring things back.
Yeah,
Is that
no,
correct?
because I beat Apokwa the last 2 sets, and the only reason I did is because Apokwa, before at least, had really bad defense, so I was just able to mash on him obscenely. But he just came back and 3-0'd me this last rider, and I'm sure they were happy about it because
Dominant fashion.
they were definitely a little frustrated when it happened the first 2 times. But then they beat Victor Vaughn. He beat Victor
Wow.
Vaughn.
He beat Victor Vaughn?
Yeah,
Got the run back.
Eureka.
and that
Good
resulted.
job for him.
Did you say Eureka? Eureka! And that resulted in a nice second place finish
Yeah.
for Ipokwa.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
shouts-
good stuff.
Shout out to Pokwa. I met him through Smash, conveniently in the same server, I believe, as Mark Menchu. But, he's really been putting in the work in Street Fighter 6, and I'm proud for how far he's really gotten in this game.
The grind is real.
I do need to get into Street Fighter 6 more. That game is so fun.
You should.
Oh, you have to. It's very good. We played a lot in our dorm.
Yeah.
Were you? Oh, you played Drummond against us all in Phelps that one time. That was very fun.
Wait, what happened?
Remember you played one game of Manon against each of us?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was fun. I'm definitely down to do that again ASAP.
Speaking of Manon, shout out to Wingspant for coming back.
Yeah,
around
I don't know
again.
who this Wingspan guy is, but I always love seeing more Manon. I like to see more of them grabs out there. Acting like you don't get command grabbed. If you know, you know.
Yeah, represent command grabs. Come on, guys.
True.
It's the Big 25. But with that is basically it for Street Fighter. Unfortunately, grand finals between Pokwa and Shineburst was not very eventful. It was a 3-0 with Sagat because I don't know how Kenny does it. But that's that.
Good old Sagat, yeah. The Smash portion of the tournament was pretty interesting as well, though. I know you had just talked about your run. I believe you didn't have to play Tay-10, but you did have to play against another Mii Sword Fighter in Loser's Bracket. Tell me how that went.
William 201. Well, it was actually pretty good for me, but I was a little scared because he knew the 0 to deaths.
Really?
He did. But I managed to pull through. Shout out to William 201, great games. And then I had to play Giggity.
Yeah, play Giggity, yeah.
Ooh.
And I
Been
was
getting games against a lot of different people.
I was gonna go Wolf, but then I realized Donkey Kong is real big, you might say.
Yeah.
Really.
Real big chungus, some might
House
say.
real big.
He got me with cargo and spinning chungus.
Yep.
It was obscene, but I took the game 2-1 or the set 2-1 because I played Toon Link, and that matchup, if you're Donkey Kong,
It's rough.
just unplug your controller.
Yeah, no, it's tough for sure. But it's cool seeing that Giggity is able to get these close sets off of people. Is able to put up a really good fight. I know you had to run to EO and Loser's Top 8, which,
Yeah, I had to get my weekly EO 3-0.
yeah, at that point it's a little bit of put the fries in the bag.
If you need coaching or matchup experience, I got you, bro. Just
Think
like,
so?
EO's different.
yeah.
Yeah,
EO's
Yeah,
different.
it took me 20 times to beat EO, but I did it. Just lock in.
just lock in.
Yeah, just lock in.
I've been locking in for the past 3 years.
Well, you've been locking in while focusing on the victory. Remember, like I said, focus on the game, not the win.
I need to be wiser, and I have to focus on Bowser's shield and not touch it.
Yes.
With age comes wisdom.
Don't ferret. Just jump, maybe do a little footstool, maybe do a little trick on, like something like that.
Don't
Yeah.
ferret, you said.
Yeah, don't fare. Maybe go for a tomahawk grab every now and again. I love me some tomahawk grabs, just like I love me some
Horror.
tomahawk steaks. Yeah.
You say the horror. What do you mean the horror?
The horror of tomahawk grabs.
Well, I'll tell you who's tomahawking. EO. That's how he took like all 3 of my stocks.
Was there anything else
Exactly.
you wanted to mention about the rider bracket, though?
We did have some other interesting. Oh wait, grand final. We have to talk about grand finals.
Okay. Tell
Because-
me.
Oh my god! First of all, third place Kazi G4G sweep.
Shout out to
Let's
Kazi.
go. This is a big showing for G4G.
He also got, I believe, third at Super Hops as well.
Yeah, he did. He did. Shout out Kazi.
And he didn't even play in winners. He played all losers.
Big losers run
Wait,
for Kazi.
He got DQ'd in winners. I think he was a little late. I'm not sure what happened, but yeah, he got
Do you
third
know how many
there.
sets he played?
Let me
Like
take a look real
at
quick.
least 6, 7.
At
Actually,
least
it's
6
more
or
like
7, you know what I mean?
it's like I think it was like 4 or 5 to be
3.
realistic.
4, 5. Yep.
Yeah,
5 sets in a row. Winning against Valentine Solid, the Toon Link / Bowser main that we're all familiar with, EO, Treats and Trinkets. I believe that is
Little Mac main,
right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Little
it's
Mac
a-
main. I don't know why he calls himself that
Also,
sometimes, but
Tree Stain 2-0,
Oh, shout out Tree Stain.
only falling to Noodle 3-1.
yep.
Yeah, Super Hops and Hits really had the whole South Jersey crowd.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty big tournament for both Street Fighter and Ultimate, so it was cool seeing the amount of people that were able to pop out for that. I know A9 was able to take the victory at the end of the day, but as we had talked about, BGR was able to get that win in Street Fighter, which we're all very happy about.
And speaking of, I would like to move to South Jersey in a moment. Just want to mention that grand finals at Ryder was GD's Donkey Kong and Rob versus Kenny's Corin and Lucina.
What a counter
Okay.
pick war.
That sounds fun.
And then
Who won?
Sandal.
JD
Thank-
won.
Thank God JD won.
Yeah.
That would have been so.
Embarrassing.
Embarrassing. No, if Kenny won that tournament, we wouldn't. Us at our dorm, we would have never heard the end of it.
I don't think he would have come to Applebee's.
He would have had years worth of just trash talk content.
Hey, maybe it would revive his spirit back to Smash.
Yeah,
Who
I know
knows?
EO also got fourth, getting an upset win over Madeline / Ice on Deck.
Oh,
Oh, how about that?
I know Ice on Deck only got 5th place, but again, it's interesting seeing how like even a down performance for Ice on Deck is like still getting
Fourth.
wins on. It's getting 5th place, getting a win on TFJ.
Fifth, yeah.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
he beat Dave. Wow.
Yeah.
And
So
with that is Ryder Esports Resort number 3. And now
Mhm.
we're going to move to a new ranking that just dropped. Everyone who lives down south is familiar
Uh-oh.
with it. SJPR. Yippee!
I
we
have
go.
actually reserved my my view of this, so I am going in with no spoilers. So I'm curious to see what the top 10 is going to be.
All right, you ready for
Are
this?
there any honorable mentions or
There is one honorable mention. That's
who
it.
is it? Give it to me.
Do you want to say it on?
You can take it.
It's Chan Man,
Chanman?
or Tarnished,
Or just Chan, right?
Yeah.
Palutena player, right?
Is this
No.
Is this Doc?
Oh.
He plays Doc,
Yes,
Pac-Man,
yes, I remember this
DK.
person.
I
It's
think
cool
he's
that
played
they-
me Sword
It's
Fighter.
cool that they're HM. I don't know if they've ever gotten that high.
I think he did get honor. No, I think he's been PR. He's definitely been South Jersey.
He's definitely
He's
had
an
some
old
runs.
player though. He's been playing since like
Yeah, I was gonna
the
say 'cause
beginning
I
of the
remember
game.
when Menchu met Chan at one of these tournaments, and that was a big moment for him.
yeah.
But anyways, number 10, who is it gonna be?
We have a certain local player, the number 1 at TCNJ still actually,
is
who will
it?
be very, very mad about this. I'm sure he's crashing out as we speak. Ham Burrito.
Hamburrito. Oh, okay.
You know the
I thought it was gonna be a
Jigglypuff
different
player. Who?
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be a different player.
I think this is the second time he's been on South Jersey PR. You know, he's
Yeah.
gotten some good wins there and there.
Hamburrito's still kicking it to this day. I think it's cool, like seeing the progress that he's been able to make in the local scene.
I just like whenever I see the words ham and burrito next to each other, I just always think of Xavier.
You want to know a
Street.
fun fact? Apparently, he's a vegan.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, and he's called Ham Burrito.
Yo.
Very ironic.
Is that why
Wait,
Xavier
go,
like
dude?
always tweets out at ham burrito like this if ham burrito sucks?
Probably one of the reasons. I wouldn't say the only.
Anyway.
No diss to Ham Burrito.
No
but-
diss. Is this the? Well, they're not. Are they beefing?
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he's
Well, I don't think
vegan,
they are.
so
And also, Amber, I think, has been at the last Icebox battles too. So I would think not. But
Okay.
anyway,
They're not actually beefing.
No, they're
If
not
you're
beefing. There's no way they're beefing.
yeah,
the way
there's
they
no
do.
shot they're beefing.
wondering. No way, Jose.
You just never mind. Okay, number 9.
Lock
Number
in.
9. We have to hurry up too. We got like a minute. Number
Oh
9.
my goodness.
Zebos Gaming.
Okay,
Yeah,
makes
new
sense.
player, new
Makes
Steve.
sense. W though, W.
Yeah, that's
Come to TCNJ.
first time on South Jersey PR. Went from Wolf and Hyperspace to now Steve.
Nice.
Oh, they're coming to hyperspaces.
They used to.
Yeah, they
He used to.
All right,
Anyways,
let's get going.
pick it up.
Then we have Little Mac Maine.
Okay, makes sense.
Treats and trinkets. Yeah, it makes sense. Boring gameplay, but very skilled player. Shout out
Yes.
to Little Mac Maine. And then we have Sickle, the TO herself.
Oh, really?
Shout out to
That's
Sickle.
Cool. Shout out to her.
And this might be her best season of all time.
Yeah, I
think.
was gonna say I didn't expect that. That's cool.
Yeah,
And then
we have old favorite Vince.
Vince.
Yeah. Who's
Really?
Vince?
Only 5.
You don't know Vince?
No, it's a joke. It's a
the
joke.
reference to.
Oh.
So let's get on to it. It's Brain Rot.
Okay, I'm not even gonna ask any questions. Number 5, we have Noodle, Donkey Kong player.
My
Okay.
bad, by
Lost
the
3-0
way.
to Krilldog.
Yeah, that's
still
what I'm
got
saying. My bad, by the way.
True.
My B. And then we have shout out to Noodle. Obviously, been on the PR for the last 20 years.
I think he's never not been on the South Jersey PR.
True. Exactly.
Forget A9 being on 2 times and now you'll see in a row. But Noodle, shout out for being on forever. And then we have Sauce, who's
Okay.
come to TCNJ. That makes sense. This is a pretty good season
They're
for
back,
Sauce.
they're back.
We have Houdini, been 2 or 3 before.
Let's go.
We have Xavier, arguably the best player at South Jersey, but number 2 in this PR for attendance. And then I heard that.
What? Oh yeah.
And then the illustrious
Number
one.
Who
A9.
who would have thunk it's A9?
It's A9. There we
Yeah.
go.
It's A9. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo!
It's A9. Thank you
Nailed
so
it.
much for listening. Thank you, Krilldog, for coming on.
Of
Of course,
and
any-
anytime.
open your mind.
Open your mind.